Yo guys, what is going on? It is Ryuga here with another video for you guys. This time we're going to be doing something a little new. I've been seeing killer critique videos, improve your gameplay videos going around, and I thought that would be something really fun to do. So pretty much what we're going to be doing is looking at viewer submitted footage and see certain matches, what went wrong, where they can improve, pretty much all that jazz. What could have gone differently in this match that possibly could have changed it to your favor instead of the way it went. So about myself, I'm a killer main, about 1800 hours, so I know a thing or two. I've been playing for quite a long time, so I should be able to give some pretty good guidance on how to play most killers, because I played almost all of them. Other than that, let's jump into it. I'm here. I want to help people improve their gameplay, and let's just jump into it. We're looking at Huntress on Suffocation Pit. Let's just see how this goes out, how this plays. So first we're going to take a look at the perks. Pretty standard Huntress build, nothing to complain about. You spawned in the middle of the map, so you pretty much can go anywhere because survivors spawn pretty much wherever. Whispers turned on, so you know that somebody's here. Let's kind of see what you do. I think I see a mistake. Let's rewind real quick. Let's go back to when Whispers first procced. So notice right here, Whispers is not on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Right here. Whispers turned on as you kind of move to the left. This is an indicator. You'll get more used to this as you use Whispers more and more and more. That's why it's such a good perk. There's a better chance that the survivors spawned on this side of the building, or perhaps like right over here, versus to the right. And you notice later you went to the right to check. Whispers procced when you turned this way, so it probably would have been better to go this way to look for survivors. Okay, so something I missed earlier, and I'm going to insert it here because some of you may have seen it. Sometimes it's hard to see these things when you're watching a video because you're not in game. You don't see things as good quality. But right here, there are scratch marks on this tree. Big giveaway that you missed. As I said, Whispers still should have, pointed you in this direction, but still, there were scratch marks right there, which further enforces my point that Whispers told you that somebody was in that direction. So I think that may have been a little bit of wasted time there. But let's see, what happens from here. It's always good to check your ruin nonetheless. But still, they spawned on the other side. So you're going to gain no value by being over here. You didn't waste a lot of time. Move straight on. You didn't find any survivors. Go to the next gen. You see it's here. You're going to look for a survivor, obviously. Oh, yeah. That is something kind of you learn as Huntress. It's not something I can give you a clear tip on, but you have to aim a lot higher than these boxes to hit the survivors, because their hitbox is kind of like up here. So if you throw straight at them, you're going to miss every single time. It's going to hit the box. You have to aim higher for it to go over, and that would have hit her. So this survivor is doing pretty good. I would have went for some ambitious shots there, but running in a straight line is pretty standard against Huntress because she's so slow. That was a pretty good flick. Pallet throw on you was pretty good. I wouldn't have, charged up there because you don't have add-ons to increase your throwing speed. As well as another mistake, she kept running in a straight line. So you are losing a lot of distance by kicking this pallet. So I feel like kicking this pallet was a mistake. You should have went around and just continued to chase her, because you just gave her a good bit of distance on you. So now you have to catch back up to her as a 110 movement speed killer. So just follow the scratch marks. Seems like you're doing a good job at it. You see her right there, so she's not running. She's pretty much a free down. Good M1, not worth wasting hatchets. Personally, I think you should refill every single time you down somebody before you hook them. That's a personal preference. It usually comes in handy. Standard gen speed, pretty good against Ruin, if I do say so myself. That was good speed. They got your Ruin. One hook for Ruin is good. I think you should have wound up on that ace. Like, when you play Huntress, when you hit somebody with a hatchet, you get way more distance towards them in order to wind up another hatchet or hit an M1, versus if you M1. The cooldown is a lot longer. You should always, especially if they're in melee range, go for the hatchet unless they're at a pallet that, you're going to get stunned by. Just always throw the hatchet instead of M1 because you'll gain so much more distance on them, and there's a good chance you could have downed this ace if you used a hatchet instead of went for the M1. It could have been a panic M1, but still, you know, you'll get that as time goes on. Let's see how he plays this. He runs in a straight line. I maybe would have wound up there. There was a good chance you could have hit him. He ran this way. Good, a bit of a mistake. You waited for him to vault, which was very good. Let's see what you do from here. Alright, so that's another mistake. Again, you should always refill before you pick somebody up. So at this point, the other survivor on the hook has been there for a while, so you should have refilled and went to pressure that hook. So let's see what happens. So now you have to hook him, and now you have to refill because you don't have any hatchets. In that time, they saved. So take note of that. If you would have refilled first and not picked up the ace, there's a good chance that you would have been at that hook and you would have been able to get one down, definitely, probably two, and had extreme pressure because there would have been, you know, either one or two survivors left. You would have had enough time. It would have stopped the gens. But let's see what happens. That's what I would have done. I think it would have been a good idea to put that much pressure on the survivors. That's the good thing about Huntress, is her slugging skill is very good. You see them with nurses, they finish healing. That guy got saved fairly fast, but you have two survivors right here. That's a standard, you know, miss. You can't really say anything about that because sometimes you just miss. I would have wound up on her again, but still you played that well. You did not respect the pallet. That was a good dead hard by her. Not easy to predict that, so I'm not going to scold you for that. I would have walked through it. You should never respect pallets ever. Yeah, she's playing you like a fiddle right here. Now, I would guess that she's going to throw it down. Yeah, I would have wound up right there. You kind of feel it in your killer gut that that's going to happen. And you're trying to mind game her here, which is really good. You might get her here if you wind up a hatchet. But it was way too far to the left. It was still a good play, but needs a little work. She ran away from the loop, which is good. Didn't go to kick the pallet. Now this is one you should be able to throw over. Not high enough. Same with the first loop we were at. At this point, we wasted far too much time on this survivor, so that we're probably about to have two gens pop at this point. Yeah, way too much time here. That was a good job. You know, that there, knowing she was going to throw it down. See, two gens, as I said. Still wasted time. You should have reloaded. Because now you have the auras, but you can't go after them. You have to go refill hatchets. You know, whenever you reload before you hook somebody is good, because then you can also go for snipes as well. But when you're out of hatchets, you pretty much can't do anything. It's good to keep an eye on your surroundings like you're doing now. But I would go to pressure the gens. Either way, I still don't think you would have made it there, even if you held W all the way. So all the gens are done. At this point, when there's 4 people alive, the only thing you can do as Huntress, in terms of going for the 4K, is 100% slugging. And you notice you have whispers on, so you know somebody is in the area over here. That's probably why you're, you know, looking around. There's the scratch marks, and now you see them. They're going for the save. You see the survivor. That was a pretty early windup. Still would have gone for the hatchet, but it's a M1 nonetheless. Okay, you're doing a good job at zoning her. Definitely should have been a little more patient, but still. Go for the girl on the door is what you should do. She should not be opening that door for free. She got way too much progress on that door when she should not have got it. I'm pretty sure that was a dead hard. Not too sure though. It looked like she dead harded like into the pallet kind of. They're still opening the door behind you. You should never let survivors disrespect you like that. You should always, always, always stop them from opening the door. Especially because you had about 3 survivors right there. So that's 3 survivors not on a door if you pressure it. That was a good, you know, mind game at the pallet nonetheless. It gets you another hook. But there was still far more potential in that, you know, time. I don't know if you saw them, but there were scratch marks on that tree behind you. So let's see what you do about it. Person to your left, you saw them. Don't let them get the save. See the scratch marks on the wall? Those were the ones I was talking about. So there's a fourth person right next to you. Don't waste it. Nope. No more hatchets now. Now you're pretty much screwed at this point. She leaves. You should refill. Don't M1 her. It's pointless to push somebody out when you could have reloaded hatchets and possibly got somebody else. So at this point, she probably has Decisive Strike. You should have remembered that she had Dead Hard when she used it earlier. But that's still fair enough. We all make those kinds of mistakes. Push her out. That's fine. By that time, everybody else has probably already gotten out. Scratch marks going that way, meaning they're going to the other door. And then, at this point, it's pretty much, you know, just waiting for them to leave. Whispers is on, so you're just trying to figure out why they're hiding. Or where. Wait for the other guy to leave. There's the hatch opening. Maybe they were waiting on it. Probably. An entity displeased. Alright, so that was a match. So the main things that went wrong that I can take from that is a few things. So when you spawned, you did a good job by using whispers to locate survivors, you know, where they probably spawned. But you went the wrong direction, which kind of... A couple of seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but on gens. Also, something I didn't notice, if you stop right here, scratch marks on this tree. I didn't notice that at first because sometimes looking at a video besides being in game, you don't notice things like that. But there are scratch marks over here right on this tree, which means you should have went to this generator right away. Instead, you went this way. When Whispers clearly told you somebody spawned over here, but you're checking the right side instead. The other thing is you should have hit this shot right here. If you hit this shot, there was probably an 80% chance that you would have downed her right there because this is a pretty unsafe area. And then she threw the pallet down. You should have kept chasing her instead of kicking the pallet. Yada, yada, yada. The rest of the chase was pretty fine. You did that, down the ace in a timely manner. And I think this is the part where you pretty much lost the game, is you didn't reload. You decided to hook the ace instead of pressuring your second hook. And overall, most of your gameplay was pretty fine. It's just this moment right here where you didn't pressure your hook that lost you the entire game. You had no ruin. Somebody was on the hook. Within probably people were going to go save them based on how long they've been on the hook. You should have reloaded, went to the hook. That's pretty much all I can say about that match. That's probably, with the mistakes here and there, I don't think they really cost you the game too much. But this one right here, end of the game for you, 100%. So that probably would have saved you the game. Other than that, I don't think there was anything too noticeable. The chase with her took way too long. There were some hatchets on the pallets that you could have improved on. You respected the pallet a few too many times than you should have. That's just something you get better when you play Huntress. You know where to throw when they bolt pallets, all that jazz. That dead hard, cut you back a little bit. All right. Now, I don't think there was anything else that I could have commented on. Other than right here, should have went for some good hatchets, but pretty much just running you around like a monkey. Then 2 gens popped, you hooked them. Last gen popped, and then you're pretty much fucked from there. Nothing you could have done in the end game besides severely pressure that hook would have stopped. So the only thing, end game, maybe go to pressure that hook. You should have reloaded near them. That way you could have pressured them. Definitely should not have let them open the door in your face. That's something you should not do as killer. You should have pushed them all away. There were 3 survivors over here, and you let 1 survivor over here open the door for no reason. Definitely should not have let her do that. Other than that, that's all I got to say about that match. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary. If there's anything I could have done better on my part, please let me know. This is my first video critique. yeah, if you guys want your own gameplay critiqued, I'm going to put my email in the description or my Discord. You can also join my Discord server where we all like to hang out. DM me, the Google Drive link, or email me. I prefer that is a killer gameplay, 1080p, and make sure that it's not you just stomping people. I don't want to critique gameplay where there's pretty much nothing to critique, where you get a 4K, you pretty much played just fine. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed my content, feel free to hang out, join the Discord, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, all that jazz. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you live. And see you guys in the fog. Peace.